Okay. Let me check what I look like. The same. I had tried to record this whole video already and it failed. So I set this whole thing up. I was ready to go. I was talking for like 30 minutes. I was checking every single 10 minutes and the audio still got corrupted. So I had to delete a bunch of stuff. Anyways, I'm determined to not give up on myself and to really push through, because the way that I have not had the motivation, but we're gonna get into that in this video. Hello, welcome if you're new to this channel. My name is Sydney. In this video, I just want to talk about where I've been, what I've been up to, everything that I've been learning over the past, I think it's been 2 months since I posted another video. You know, I feel like we're due for an update. We're due for a check-in. I do have some vlogs and like other videos planned and like filmed, but I just haven't gotten around to editing them. It's just been thing after thing after thing, but we're back. You know, I don't even really want to say that like I'm back. I feel like I'm very intentional with the way that I produce my content, because as you guys know, social media moves so fast. Like everybody on the internet is constantly pumping out videos. I know a guy on the internet who pumps out like at least one video every single day, maybe even 2 videos like a day. You know, like you don't have another job. You don't have like any other pressing responsibilities. Like how could you if all your time is spent making content? So I wanted to take some time to actually live my life and learn and actually have something to bring back to you guys. Yeah, I'm gonna break this video up into like a few different parts. I will have them bookmarked. I'll have them sectioned out in the description box below. I have developed a different outlook on myself. As you guys know, I was going through a really tough breakup last year. I ended up getting back with my ex-partner and we broke up again this year for the final time. That was hard. And I don't really want to get into that in the video. Like, I'm gonna touch on heartbreak in this video, but it was a hard thing. And I felt so much guilt and shame around myself for going back to the situation and for things that I had done, but mainly who I was. I just knew that I had so much potential and I felt like I wasn't using that potential. It was literally just sitting. That made me feel really heavy. Getting out of that situation, I had to rebuild my confidence again. Like at the top of the year, you guys saw the videos that I was making on my healing journey, and I was so adamant about getting back to myself and figuring out who I was. You know, I cut my hair off, I dyed it. I have just been really exploratory in the way that I've been approaching my identity, and I felt like I was at it again, like round 2. For a moment, it felt like I had to go back. I had to recognize that I wasn't going back. I was literally just building on top of what I've already learned about myself. I learned that I really needed to love myself again. So I started a series on my TikTok and my Instagram called The Ways I'm Learning to Love Myself Again. I wanted to be really intentional about learning how to love myself again, and I wanted to hold myself accountable to it and also document what I've been learning. So, you know, I write a ton and journal and I make these videos, but I wanted like a small snackable way to share that with you guys. I wanted a smaller way of being able to share that with you guys. So I did in creating that series. So aside from that, I've also been getting really real with the bad sides of me. We can blame people for their parts in a bad situation, right? It's easy to look at someone else and see what they've done wrong, but it's hard to look at yourself and see where you went wrong. I've been very intentional with getting real with myself. I am not a perfect person, and that is fine. However, it's not okay to continue going throughout the world perpetuating these same behaviors that I know are toxic. I recently was watching Tariq Ali. That's my love. I was watching his podcast. If you're not tuned in, please do go to his channel right now. Yeah, he was talking about how he was recently searching for validation. He looks good. Like, the body is snatched. The mind is there. Like, he is successful and talented and smart. However, he was looking for that validation from other people. He found himself going on, you know, the dating apps and stuff like that, and just like collecting tokens of likability, like, oh, you like me, you like me. And I was doing the same thing. You know how they say the best way to get over a breakup is to get under someone else? No, that's actually not the best way to get over a breakup. That is the best way to avoid your feelings for a breakup. It does not work. And for myself, I found myself just feeding into what my body wanted. I was so used to being in a relationship that I was looking for that validation that relationship gave me. I was looking for the affection, the care. And it was just like, one, I need to give that to myself. I need to find that in new forms, because love is not a monolith. Love is not one-dimensional. Love takes many forms, and I had to realize that, and I had to experience that and learn that. Right now, I am very intentional about my friendships. Like, any type of person that I am in relationship with, I am so intentional about them in my life, because I just I can't do it. I can't give my time, my attention, and my energy to things that are not feeding me. I want the feeling to be mutual. I want it to be beneficial. I want it to be healthy. I want it to feel good, because it should. The people who are in my life right now, I can genuinely say that I adore every single one of them. Like, my friends are so awesome. They're so amazing. There's some amazing people, and I'm so grateful that I've been able to curate the type of community that I want. I made a video talking about how I sometimes fight off this intense urge to write the situations where I felt like I was wronged, because often in those situations I've come across people that don't see the good in me when I know that I am inherently a good person. Every situation is not going to give you that opportunity, and you have to learn to find that closure within yourself and that understanding within yourself. Like, if you don't know yourself, then it is so easy for other people to be able to weigh in on who they think you are, and their perspective becomes so much more important than your own perspective on yourself. So I'm like, nah, I'm taking my power back, I'm taking my autonomy back, and I'm just like, I'm doing me. Whatever perception somebody has of me, that's cool, good or bad, but I know me inside and out. Other people's perception of me is just information, and I can choose to take it in or I can choose to dispel it. I don't have any responsibility to own that. I've had to do the work. I've had to do the work, and I am still doing the work. That's like another layer that I feel like I've unlocked, and it's brought me a lot more peace and like stability, because I was at a point where my emotions were so off the wall that I felt like I couldn't control them. And now I feel like I have so much more I have so much more of a grasp on my emotions, and I'm able to, you know, feel through them when I need to feel through them, and analyze them when I need to analyze them, and get to the root cause of it. Like, there's always a root cause. There's always that origin story to every single feeling that we have. I'm like feeling strong, like feeling so much stronger going into these relationships, going into these like experiences, because I know myself. So yeah. I touched a little bit on self, touched a little bit on heartbreak. So my healing journey and like where I'm at with that right now, right? I've come to a place where I can identify the things that work for me. If you're on social media and you're looking for different ways to like get over a breakup, a friendship fallout, get over whatever, even if you just want to be a better person, it's great to take in these tools. It's amazing to understand what actually works for you and how your body and your mind responds. I don't think that I have to journal every single day. I don't think that I have to do yoga every single day. The part of my healing journey that I was at in the beginning of the year versus now looks so different. I was so adamant on my physical health. I felt like that played a large role into my emotions, my thoughts, and my feelings. Other activities actually played more of a role than like my physical well-being. Working out is great. Going to therapy is great, but you know, being able to have friendships that make you feel safe is amazing. Being able to be around people that see the good in you, that love and truly care about you, that's amazing. Like, being able to feel so aligned in your purpose, that is amazing. I'm not just healing from a breakup. I'm not just healing from a breakup. That's just one piece of the puzzle. I felt like that was a catalyst for so much more that I needed to unearth within myself. There's so much more depth to the way that I approach my healing now. I am reading books and I am listening to podcasts, but it's like you take it in the information and you apply it. Don't just take it in and be like, okay, on to the next. Like, I'm going to take this in and I'm going to apply it to my life for real. And I'm going to see what actually works for me. Growth. So the last thing I wanted to touch on was my thoughts on purpose. And, you know, this is a toughie. This is a tough one. We're all just trying to figure it out. There's no blueprint for life. There's no blueprint. The way that I have been trying to figure out my purpose and how that aligns with who I am now, and it hurts my brain to think about. I was watching Jade Fox's video about how they recently went back into the workforce, like working a corporate job and stuff. You know, that's very real. I guess in some people's minds, it's like, oh, these creators that we watch on YouTube and TikTok and whatever, they'll be creating forever. And that's their only thing that they will do. But it's just like, no, we're human beings, and these platforms are just mediums. They are just mediums for our creativity. I wouldn't say that I always thought I would be a YouTuber, but I always thought I would be on YouTube. I've been so discouraged, like on and off over the years, about actually approaching this as a career. Social media can be super toxic and very draining. This constant pressure to perform and to be interesting and for people to like want to follow you and engage with you, like that's a lot of pressure, and it doesn't always come authentically. It doesn't. People care about numbers. Even people that are just taking in the content. You could have the trashiest photo on Instagram, but if you have 1 million followers, people are gonna assume that photo, that must be important. You must be important. I, for myself, have come to recognize the duality in life and the fact that my path is just gonna look like whatever it's gonna look like. Like at this point, I can't keep thinking about the next thing and how it's gonna line up with this thing and how this makes sense with this. Like I can't do that because it's gonna drive me crazy, and eventually I'm just gonna feel like there's no purpose. And that's the point that I got to, actually. I felt like there was no purpose to creating anymore. And I knew my why. I knew I wanted to create not for the fame and for the success and the money. I wanted to create because I wanted to make an impact on people. And I wanted to share my story. And I wanted to create a community around that story. And I've done that. But I think like the goalpost is always moving. I had to just get really real, like, what do you actually want? If you don't know, like, you're just gonna take in other people's goals. I've beat myself up so hard about consistency and about like, okay, well, if you really want to live the life that you want, you have to do this, you have to do that. And it starts to feel like I have to, and it doesn't feel like I want to. It's hard and it's really tough, and it hurts to just pour so much of yourself out and to get little to nothing back in return. You have to remain focused, and you have to have like tunnel vision. That's actually a goal that I made for myself for this month, to create more than I consume. So that's why we're here. I'm just getting back to myself. My purpose is whatever I want it to be, and my path is whatever it's gonna be. I think I gave you guys a good gist of where I've been and what I've been up to. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I have so many more videos on the way, so bear with me, but I'm so glad that you guys are here to watch. If you want to keep up with me on other platforms, be sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. That's where I'm the most active. And yeah, I will see you guys soon. Bye.